So today we'll be taking a look at a few stories regarding Daniel Bryan, Becky Lynch, and Alexa Bliss. So let's jump back into the whole Daniel Bryan situation. We quickly touch on Daniel Bryan's direction following last week's Smackdown, but there's been a lot of new rumors and reports to get into. So let's go over what's actually going on with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan recently spoke with TV Line and he addressed all the rumors about his WWE contract and how the recent tag team match on SmackDown also wrecked his neck again. Daniel Bryan had this to say. It's funny that people gravitate towards the date September, and I think it's because that's when my last contract ended, but it doesn't end in September. I'm still trying to figure out what that looks like. I had a tag team match on SmackDown last Friday, and it was a lot of fun, but my neck was just wrecked. I'm going to be 40 in May, and my daughter likes to get on my shoulders to pick up leaves from a Japanese maple in front of our house. You get to that point where it's like, how long can I do this full time and still be able to do those kinds of things with my daughter? What's the right balance between part-time and that sort of thing? It may be that it's just every once in a while when the urge strikes, or maybe like a schedule where it's like 8 months on, these months off. So judging by those comments there alone, we can see the direction that Daniel Bryan may be heading in after he was written off of SmackDown. Looks like him being written off of SmackDown was officially the end to his full-time WWE career. It most definitely sounds like he still has the urge to wrestle, but he just wants to do it in a limited fashion and part-time schedule that keeps his health intact. Maybe something similar to Edge's schedule or Brock Lesnar's WWE schedule from a few years ago. Just something that allows Daniel Bryan to still be a part of WWE and wrestle, but also have a lot of months off to rest and spend time at home. That seems like what Daniel Bryan is truly after in this stage of his career. He wanted to keep competing, but only in a limited fashion. It's only been a few days since his SmackDown farewell, but superstars are already teasing Daniel Bryan's next move. NXT superstars have been posting teasers and hints about Daniel Bryan going to NXT, and there's still a realistic chance that he can end up doing something on Raw as well. Will we see Daniel Bryan appear on Raw or NXT as soon as this week or in the coming weeks? Well, we shouldn't. We shouldn't see him because him appearing on another WWE brand just days after this match with Roman Reigns will sort of make that stipulation feel a bit pointless. So if we're thinking logically here, then no, he shouldn't appear immediately on any other WWE brand. If it's going to be handled the right way, he'll likely be gone for at least a few months. Let him rest up and make it look like the Roman Reigns match was truly the end for him. And then maybe we can start seeing some sort of storyline on either Raw or NXT to bring him back. Just look at what happened with Sonya Deville. She was fired from WWE because of her match stipulation, and she still managed to return a few months later. Daniel Bryan was never fired from WWE, just banished from SmackDown, so that's what makes it seem like we'll definitely see him again in some sort of fashion. But given the fact that Daniel Bryan wrecked his neck during that tag team match and also competed against Roman Reigns with that same banged up neck, that's what also makes it seem like he'll be going on a hiatus just to rest up before he makes his inevitable WWE return. No matter where he goes, Raw or NXT, Daniel Bryan will definitely bring a lot of buzz and hype with him. NXT has moved away from being the development brand and has turned into WWE's third brand. So Daniel Bryan could go over there and clash with a lot of new faces that he never faced in a WWE ring before. Same thing goes for Raw, where the mid-card and tag team divisions feel a little depleted. So that would also be a great spot for Daniel Bryan to come in and make some noise at. So we'll see what's next for Daniel Bryan, but it definitely feels like he'll be taking some time off to rest before making his next move. An artist on Instagram posted a stunning graphic of Becky Lynch and her father, who she lost earlier this year. The artwork went viral and even caught the attention of Becky Lynch herself. Becky Lynch responded to the work and had this to say. "This is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm a bit lost for words." So it was some phenomenal artwork that even left Becky Lynch at a loss for words. So there's been a huge debate amongst the fans when it comes to Alexa Bliss and Lilly. Some fans think Lilly can be another person, like Nikki Cross, while others believe it's just Alexa's fiend-like alter ego. Well, Alexa Bliss took to Instagram this week to post a few clips of herself training. Fans were really deciphering these training clips from Alexa Bliss and wondering if it was a teaser or indication that she was preparing for a physical return to the ring. Alexa Bliss last technically competed at Fastlane, but that doesn't really count because it was basically a cinematic match from start to finish. No actual wrestling was involved. So, Alexa's last actual in-ring action was back at the start of the year in January, where she faced Asuka for a few weeks and was already teasing her Fiend alter ego. But nothing has been done since, so a lot of fans brought up the question and started wondering if her training clips mean that she's getting ready for the ring again. It's a good small theory from the fans, especially when you look at how Alexa Bliss ended the last Playground episode. She said that Lilly was tired of hanging in the playground. Big hint that Alexa is likely ready to attack her first target. So, if Alexa is doing all this training, it's a good sign that she could be, in fact, portraying Lilly as well. But on the flip side, it can also be completely pointless and unrelated. Like Alexa has even mentioned in recent interviews, WWE superstars don't know what they're doing on Raw until late Monday afternoons. So, unless they already had her plans set in stone in advance, there's also a good chance that she doesn't even know what's next for Lilly's story until Monday afternoon. But the fans are still excited and intrigued to see where this goes. Alexa Bliss technically hasn't been a full-time competitor in just about a full calendar year. So this does feel like a huge return for the women's division. Fans are already discussing 4 names to possibly be Lilly's first target. Those names include Charlotte, Nikki Cross, Rhea Ripley, and Asuka. Charlotte has been the front and center of the women's division and has been on this ruthless rampage since returning. So what if Lilly and Alexa Bliss step in to put the whole division on notice by taking out the biggest star in the division? Nikki Cross being the target is pretty self-explanatory. Nikki and Alexa have so much history together, and it just doesn't feel like they had a proper ending to their story, so it'll be nice to revisit that feud. Rhea Ripley was the superstar to eliminate Alexa Bliss during the Royal Rumble when Alexa was transitioning into Lilly. Plus, you throw in the fact that Rhea has the title, and it really makes sense why Lilly would target her. Asuka and Alexa Bliss also feel like they have some unfinished business. We saw them feud earlier this year for 2 to 3 weeks, but it never really went anywhere and wasn't properly wrapped up either. So, that'll be a great target as well. But it does look like Alexa Bliss could be getting back into the ring here in the coming weeks, so we'll have to pay close attention for that. But what are your thoughts on today's stories and wrestling news? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.